Have you ever been under the manipulative control of a narcissist? They use some common phrases to manipulate and control you. If you've ever felt confused or even gaslighted by a narcissist's words, this video is for you. So, here are 8 common phrases that narcissists say and what they mean. You're too sensitive. This is probably the most common code word that pretty much all narcissists use. They love using this one because it immediately invalidates your feelings and makes you question if you truly are too sensitive to the way they treat you or to what they're saying to you. This tactic implies that the problem is you and how you perceive things. By labeling you as being sensitive, the narcissist can avoid taking responsibility for their actions and shift the blame to you. For example, say the narcissist in your life called you a blabbermouth. When you get upset and call them out on it, they refuse to apologize or even acknowledge your feelings. The narcissist responds by saying, "I was just joking. You're being way too sensitive." We all know by now that narcissists are master manipulators. If you want to avoid ever being in a relationship with a narcissist, make sure to pay special attention to this next one. I've never met anyone like you before. Narcissists are known to do this thing called love bombing. During the idealizing phase of the relationship, narcissists will say sweet nothings to convince you that you and they are destined to be together. Love bombing doesn't end at words. They'll also shower you with gifts, make grand gestures, and do everything they can to trap you in a fantasy love story that's not real. So saying things like, "I've never met anyone like you before. We're soulmates. You're so different from anyone I've been with before. And we're all we need," is how they manipulate you into falling in love with them. If you come across someone like this, be very careful, because this is nothing but a fake front. They'll reveal their true selves eventually, but by that point, it might be too late. The emotional and psychological damage is done. Make sure to check out our video on love bombing that gives you an in-depth understanding of the warning signs of love bombing. Now, have you ever been at the receiving end of a narcissist trying to gaslight you? You know, when they make you question your reality? I never said that. This is also called gaslighting. Narcissists use this to deny saying hurtful things and make you second-guess your own memories. The easiest way to manipulate someone is to make them doubt themselves. This can really mess with your head. Narcissists say things like, "I never said that," or "You're just imagining things," to slowly make you question your own thoughts, memories, and perceptions. Say your narcissistic boss promised to give you a raise if you reached your sales target. Now that you've done it, you go to your boss and ask for a raise. But they turn around and act like you're making it all up. They twist things and say, "I never said I'll give you a raise. I just said that if you keep working like this, you can earn a raise soon." This leaves you feeling confused and asking yourself, "Wait, did I hear him wrong? Did I misunderstand him?" Not only does this make you feel like you're going crazy, but it keeps you under the narcissist's thumb. Want to learn more about gaslighting? Make sure to check out our channel. We have a full-length video that talks more about gaslighting. I'm the victim here. Isn't it funny when someone who victimizes others turns around and play the victim themselves? We see this more often than most people realize. For example, when a corrupt politician is caught, they'll often hold a press conference and say these exact words, "I'm the victim here. This is nothing but a witch hunt." By saying they're the victim, they shift attention away from what they did wrong. Instead, they make it seem like they're the ones who were treated unfairly. When a narcissist says, "I'm the victim here," they're not just looking for sympathy, they're also trying to make you feel guilty. What they're really saying is, "If you don't support me, you're making things worse for me." This makes people hesitate to question or challenge them because they don't want to cause harm to another person. I don't need to apologize. You deserved it. If there's one thing narcissists are bad at, it's offering a genuine apology when they've done something to hurt you. A narcissist's larger-than-life ego is the reason for this. Narcissists don't like admitting when they're wrong. Instead of saying sorry, they blame you and say they didn't do anything wrong. This helps them feel powerful and in control of the situation. They might even make you feel like you deserve to be treated badly, which can make you doubt yourself. It's a way for the narcissist to feel better about their actions. So when a narcissist says, "I don't need to apologize, you deserved it," they're trying to stay in charge, avoid saying sorry, and make the other person feel small. You're overreacting. Narcissists often minimize your feelings by saying things like this. By saying you're overreacting, they point out that your feelings are disproportionate to the actual events. Say you called out your narcissistic partner for gaslighting you. Instead of acknowledging your feelings as valid, they dismiss you with a, "Stop overreacting, it's not a big deal." So next, let's talk about something narcissists say that's a pretty big red flag. Let's just focus on the good. We all know that relationships are hard. They're a mixed bag of both good and bad. Being committed to one another and working through the hard parts is what makes a relationship strong. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you might not notice the red flags, especially initially when they're love bombing you. But as time goes on, you'll start to notice the red flags more. It's at this point that your narcissistic partner will say things like, "Let's focus on the good," to convince you that everything is peachy, when in fact, this is just another way they manipulate and control you. You always misunderstand me. Narcissists thrive on miscommunication. For example, say you confront your boyfriend about always checking his phone during dinner. You tell your boyfriend you feel ignored when he's constantly staring at his phone. If your boyfriend has narcissistic traits, he'll defend his actions by saying something like, "I have important work emails that I need to respond to. You're just blowing things out of proportion." In a healthy equation, your partner will immediately realize the importance of spending time with you and put the phone down to give you their undivided attention. Narcissistic individuals will simply rationalize their behavior and make you feel like the irrational one for even thinking that something is wrong. These are some of the common phrases that most narcissists will use to manipulate the people in their lives. Being on the receiving end of narcissistic manipulation is definitely difficult. Hopefully, having this knowledge will help you equip you and prepare you to respond effectively. Empathy and kindness is still the best way to defend against any emotional manipulation. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you found this video helpful in any way. Spread loving kindness to all beings around you and be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.